So, in part 1 of simplifying expressions with radicals, we went over the different properties of radicals and used them to simplify the expression the square root of 9 over 25 times w squared to 3/5 times w. Link in the description if you want to check out that video before watching this one. In this video, we'll be simplifying more complex expressions by rationalizing the radicals in the denominator and by using conjugates. Let's first start with rationalization. As you know from the last video, in order for an expression to be fully simplified, there can be no radicals in the denominator. However, those radicals will very rarely be perfect squares. So, in order to resolve this issue, we need to go through a process called rationalization. So, to start, let's say we have the fraction 1 over the square root of 3. Now, 3 is not a perfect square, so it can't be simplified down. Instead, we will use rationalization and multiply the numerator and the denominator by the square root of 3, like so. When we do this, we will be left with the square root of 3 in the numerator and the square root of 3 squared in the denominator. The square root sign and the 2 then cancel, leaving us with the square root of 3 over 3. Since we no longer have a radical in the denominator of this expression is fully simplified. However, rationalization runs into some trouble when there is more than just a radical in the denominator. That's where conjugates come in. In this expression, we have 5 over the square root of x minus 1. Now, we can't use rationalization, as that would create an infinite loop of sorta answers that are never truly resolved. So, don't use rationalization if there's more than one number or variable with a square root in the denominator. Instead, we will use conjugates. To use the conjugates, you take the denominator of the original expression, change the sign in the middle, in this case the subtraction sign changes to a plus sign, and multiply the original expression by the newly changed denominator over itself, like so. Next, simply distribute the 5 in the numerator. This leaves you with 5 times the square root of x plus 5 over the square root of x minus 1 times the square root of x plus 1. To continue, FOIL the denominator. If you don't know how to FOIL expressions, there should be an annotation that pops up right about now, or you can check the description of this video for a link. Now, back to the task at hand. In doing so, the expression is 5 times the square root of x plus 5 over the square root of x squared plus the square root of x minus the square root of x minus 1. Now, we can simplify the denominator by canceling the square root sign and the x squared, leaving simply x. Additionally, we can combine the like terms of the positive square root of x and the negative square root of x, which cancel each other out. Thus, the final simplified expression is 5 times the square root of x plus 5 over x minus 1. And that will do it. For more math tips, feel free to check out our website, link in the description, and as always, stay classy.